Rebecca and Megan. How are you guys doing?
We are so good. Fabulous. Friday at a Bonnaroo. Life is good.
I know. Is there any place better to be, right?
Unless we could just pray and have prayers answered for it to be a little bit cooler.
I know. But other than that, yeah, honestly, yeah, it's alright. But guys, let me start with this. I mean, obviously, you guys started with the blues. I mean, you guys started up Liverpool's like so long ago, like female-led blues. And I feel like now, like a good friend of mine, Grace Bowers, we took her there, like are inspired by like what is it to be about in this point of your career where, you know, I'm not saying you guys were like old or anything like that, but you are like inspiring. You're like you are the posters that people have in their room now and they're picking the guitar.
That's very sweet. That's very flattering. And I think it feels amazing. I think there've been so many years that we performed because we've been performing for a long time that we would be on festival bills and there would be no other women-led band.
Sure.
And we just kept on trucking and now it's amazing to see that it has flipped. Like there's so many female guitarists out there doing their thing and it feels really good to be a part of that wave.
Yeah.
A little drop in the wave. Absolutely. Any drop in the wave.
And that's what you guys are doing in the kaleidoscope of issues. Pretty.
Yeah, I have to say it's refreshing. Like for instance, you mentioned Grace Bowers, and you know we need more Bonnie Raids. We need the next generation of Susan Tedeschi's.
Yeah.
We need the support, and increasingly, like a lot of female rock and roll bands are like kicking the ass as hard as it can be kicked, and that's refreshing.
Absolutely. By the way, guys, you guys obviously are playing a big stage. You guys have been playing huge stages for a while now, but it seems like at this point in your lives, the most, like you guys seem very fulfilled, obviously not with the Grammys and all that, which is great, but just like your family lives. And like, this is like spiritually, mentally, we're in a really good place, just like at this point in your lives. Am I right or am I right?
I think I go so. Yeah. You know, there's this feeling that in order to be a rock and roll artist, that you have to be tortured.
Yeah.
But you don't. You don't really. We work really hard at our relationships and the relationships and the people in our lives, and that's really, really important. Yeah, it's good to be able to play. I think so much historically that I've struggled with as it relates to creativity specifically is a scarcity mentality of thinking in the same way that you're saying, unless you're tortured, unless I'm unhappy, I'm not going to have anything to write about. Unless I'm up against it, unless I'm burning the candle at both ends, unless I'm struggling with addiction, unless I'm struggling, that there's no inspiration. But actually, I find it to be quite the opposite. That when you're settled, when you're in healthy relationship with other feelings, when you know yourself and you accept yourself, that's when I find that I'm able to unlock portals into what it means for me to be alive at this time. And so I do feel like we're at a really good spot.
I feel just like a really great energy.
Oh,
I mean, it's really just like very free falling. It's very,
yeah, that is.
Yeah. You know, but yeah, anyway, that's great. I mean, a lot has been said about, you guys self-produce your work and you guys have been hiring and doing all that. And it's kind of like a side question for one thing. Obviously, the positives is you have creative control over everything. But it's got me thinking about, as someone who owns like my own company, the days that aren't hard, the days that like, you know, when you don't have that support from the label or like corporates for the base that you like, that it's a struggle. You know, throughout all this journey, as you guys like drive your ship, what has been that like why to the days that are hard? Kind of just to like keep you steering the ship in the right direction.
I think if it weren't for our partnership, I think we would have flaked off a lot longer ago. And maybe I'd be curious to know if you agree. But there is sort of a strength in numbers and also the fact that we, like you mentioned, have put a lot of energy into our relationship and there's trust. And there's flexibility because I recently heard a great quote, and I think it's from T-Bone Burnett, who is clearly an immaculate producer and has a hugely credentialed history, incredible. But he said the enemy of creativity is rigidity. And it's like if you hold tense in anything, it like has to go this way we need to solve the problem this way, then I think it's just it can be miserable. It can be those hard days, day after day. Yeah. But I think because there is flexibility in our relationship, and also there's flexibility in how we allow our art, what kind of art we want to create, that we're not scared by taking them to it. And I think that really helps. Yeah. I think it's fulfillment. Like, certainly there's a lot more pressure when you take it on yourself, but then in the end, when you've created something you like, no, it really is you, for better, for worse, like it is you. And there's a lot of pride in that. Yeah. In the end. And building trust in yourself, knowing you can do hard things. Like that, I feel like for small business owners, like, hey, I persevered. And there's so much there's a lot of pride in a healthy way that can be born of that experience. Nothing wrong with a little bit of discomfort. Good to sit in that.
It's almost good, right?
Yeah, it's good, yeah. Yeah, it's a part of the human experience. It's not bad.
All right, guys, let me deal with this because we have a lot going on. You mentioned that it allows you to take left turns creatively.
Yeah.
Your acoustic, the mini album that you released last year. I mean, it was such a beautiful kind of reinterpretation of things. But I'm curious, like, now that some months have passed, I feel like it's like a lot of almost like a new kind of light with how it's both Larkin, photograph, and you're going to like that.
Thank you. I'm glad that you read it that way. Have you listened to it? Have you listened to Acoustic Companion? No, but I will say that it led us to doing a acoustic moment in the middle of our headline shows. And yeah, it was so much fun. I think that will always. Yeah, it did. It introduced a new intimacy that we wouldn't have tried but for allowing ourselves to be tugged in that direction. We're so grateful.
Awesome, guys. Well, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here for the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from J-Rod Concert Media.